Welcome back inside the Scotiabank Saddledome. Feels like we were just here, and maybe that's because there's plenty of hockey to be played here in the month of March at the Saddledome. Stop number 4 so far this month, and part of a 4-game homestand tonight, game number 3 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. We welcome you to the pregame show. It's brought to you by Budweiser. Get you set for the Calgary Flames and Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. Second and final meeting of the season between these two teams. And for the Tampa Bay Lightning, part of a 6-game season-long road trip that's winding its way through Western Canada. Of course, they're 1-1 so far on the trip, coming off a loss in Winnipeg in their last outing. The Tampa Bay Lightning have yet to lose back-to-back games in regulation this season. They did beat the Flames, by the way, back on their first meeting in Tampa on January the 6th. As for the Calgary Flames, as we know, they'll look to regroup after their first regulation loss on home ice in the past 13 games. That 13-game home point streak was snapped, but still with a league-leading 65 home game goals since January the 1st. They've been good in this building, something they'd like to continue, but know they'll need a better effort tonight than on Tuesday.
We've played against some good teams. We've played well. I think that Colorado game, we played really well. We showed what kind of team we are, and came back home, played against Edmonton, kind of a little bit slow there to start the game there. Ultimately got the win, and then against Washington, kind of felt like a little bit of that fatigue is kind of starting to hit us there towards the end of that game. I kind of run out of steam a little bit. Made a push there at the end, tried to tie it up, but we wasn't our best game there against Washington. We know we need to be better.
Okay, here's a look at who to watch tonight. We'll start with the visitors and Nikita Kucherov, who has made his return to the Tampa Bay Lightning. If you remember back to the first meeting against the Flames, that was his return from the long injury, but he is on a nice little run since then, points in all but 2 games, also leads the National Hockey League in points per game. And for the Calgary Flames, Rasmus Andersson, he's been outstanding for the Calgary Flames, logging some huge minutes as of late. In fact, 23 and a half in back-to-back nights. Also had a pair of assists in that game against Washington, and then 6 points over his last 6 games. Also included a couple of heavy block shots on Alex Ovechkin in the third period of that hockey game as well. So Rasmus Andersson playing some great hockey, but the minutes will have to be spread. We talk about playing a lot. Well, this is the stretch of 5 in 7 nights and 8 in 13 days for the Calgary Flames to begin the month of March. They know the minutes will have to be on everybody tonight.
I look at it like divide minutes up tonight, and you get one guy will play 65 plus, and there'll be guys that play 10 plus. So that's the way I'd look at it, right?
Myself and the guys we're playing tonight have played the most hockey out of any team, and you feel it at different times in the year. It kind of hits you at different moments, but clearly they're not using that as an excuse, and neither would I. And they're still winning games, and and I still try to find ways to contribute on nights where you don't feel it. But I don't know how much of it's attributed to those runs and the amount you play, or if it's just, it's an 82-game season, and there's going to be those highs and lows, and some games are easier to get up for than others, things like that. So, there's certainly no excuses in this league. The best players and best teams find a way to push through when you're tired, but there's no hiding the fact that there's been a lot of hockey that's been played.
All right, let's focus a little bit on the visitors here tonight. We know some things have changed since the time that they won back-to-back Stanley Cup championship, but one thing hasn't, and that's their recipe for success, and no one knows better than the guy you just heard from, Blake Coleman.
Well, they don't really have any weaknesses. You look up and down their lineup, they're strong in every position, and they have depth, and they, I think part of that fatigue we just talked about. Another way to beat fatigue is having different guys contribute on different nights and having different lines be able to step up and carry the load. And they have that. They've got obviously their top 6 is as good as anybody's, and on nights where they're not there, Vasi can step up and steal a game. And we have a pretty similar structure here. We've got good depth. We got really, really good goaltending. It's the way good teams are made. You got to have everybody contributing in different ways. And
their goalie, their defenseman, and their centerman, and then be able to move Stamkos to wing tells you how good they are in the middle. It's still the recipe, right? You get the 6 biggest mobile defensemen in the league, or 7. they get the best goalie and look down the middle of the ice.
Okay, we'll pause. We'll return with the Flames pregame show in a moment. A conversation with Dylan Dubé next.
All of us here at Calgary Sports and Entertainment are thrilled to welcome you to the Scotiabank Saddledome and would like to share some important updates and reminders. Face coverings are no longer required at the Scotiabank Saddledome. However, we recognize there are varying levels of comfort with this change. We respect everyone's right to make this personal choice and appreciate that some patrons and staff may prefer to continue wearing face coverings. Additionally, no one ever wants to miss a game, but we do ask that you please stay home if you're feeling unwell. The Scotiabank Saddledome has a zero-tolerance policy for foul or inappropriate behavior, along with any disruption of the game, including throwing objects, fighting, or trespassing on the ice surface. Under some circumstances, the puck may be propelled into the spectator area with enough force to cause serious injury. If you are struck, immediately ask the nearest usher for help and directions to the medical station. Perhaps most importantly, please make sure you are kind and respectful to one another, as well as the venue staff, who are working hard to ensure the best possible experience for our patrons. If you have any questions about any of these important updates and reminders, please don't hesitate to contact a venue representative or Calgary Flames customer service. You can also report any issue or ask a question by texting us your seat location along with your question and the word S-Dome to 587-327-2207 to reach our fan text line. We greatly appreciate your support and understanding. Together, we can enjoy a safe and fun experience here in the Scotiabank Saddledome.
Here's a look at what you need to know tonight. Tampa and Calgary, the Flames top line is combined for 199 points this season, a total they would love to add to here tonight. And if it could come off the stick of Elias Lindholm, he's got 29 goals on the season. That matches his career high one more, and he reaches that coveted 30-goal mark. And for the Calgary Flames, we saw it against the Washington Capitals. We'll see it again tonight. Hopefully not a lot, but the PK has been sensational on home ice, 92.8%. That leads the National Hockey League in home percentage.
Maybe first of all, just give us an idea of what the day off, how that helps, back-to-back games, and just to recover, reload a little bit.
Yeah, it's good to get a rest. I think, it's nice. I had a good pregame skate this morning, but rest is important in this time of the schedule for us. And when you're playing this many games, you got to be good. You got to be ready to go. So I think it's a lot of this is a mental game and being ready to play when you're not practicing all the time. So rest day, if you use your time wisely, it's good for a group.
No question, and we're talking about 8 games in 13 days just to start off the month of March. Daryl, everybody's kind of talked about making sure everybody has a role throughout all of this. How important is that to make sure that when you get those minutes and to push and, trying to spread that through your entire lineup?
Yeah, I think it's big. I think when you play this much, you need everyone going. You need everyone playing well. We can't rely on 1 or 2 lines. I think it's really important that everyone's going. So, I think to get back on track here tonight will give us a lot of momentum too. So we need a good start right away.
Seen these guys before in terms of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's been a little while, but that was kind of part of that. We talk about a tough stretch of hockey where it was the Florida and Carolina road trip. You kind of know what to expect here tonight, though? Yeah, they're a good team. They're a lot better than us that game in Tampa Bay. So I think we're liking the way we're playing. We're playing good. So I think we feel like a different team from when we were there before. But they're the Stanley Cup champs. They're a really good team. So we got our work cut out for us tonight. It's going to be a really tough game, but it's going to be nice to get out there and see how we match up. Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, here come your starting goaltenders for tonight's hockey game. We'll lead with 88, Andrei Vasilevsky's 45th start of the season. In fact, the 2 starters here tonight, very similar in terms of numbers. He leads the league with 30 wins. And then on the other side, we've got Jacob Markstrom going back in. It was Dan Vladar against Washington. Markstrom's 45th start here tonight as well. Top 5 save percentage in the National Hockey League, sitting at .926. Markstrom versus Vasilevsky. The Flames and Lightning coming up next. Puck drops on the way. We'll see you in the first intermission coming up next.